Hi there, it's Tiffany from Uncensored Dolls. Nice to see you guys again. I literally have returned from the dead. I've had the flu the last 2 days, and before that, I was blessed with some strep throat. So it's been quite a couple of weeks for me, but I'm pretty sure you guys are the only thing that keeps me going because I literally tell myself, I gotta get a new video up, I gotta get a new video up. So here is another rant. Not, I call it a rant because it literally is a rant, but it's just something that usually sparks on my mind, and either I have a strong opinion about it or I just maybe don't quite understand it, and I kind of want to, throw it out into the world and see what you guys have to say about it. And I mostly do these videos on my phone, so let me know what you think about that. If you find it annoying and you prefer me to do it with a stationary phone camera, let me know about that. Also, I don't know how this is going to turn out because obviously you can tell that my throat is pretty sore and raspy and whatever. So the topic for today is basically the comparison of dolls, basically a budget doll and obviously a luxury doll, both the same. And I'm going to tell you right now, because I don't want people to jump on me about the fact that, oh, well, maybe you have the money to afford this and that or whatever. But this doll, she's probably closer to an A-zone doll. She's not, I don't think she's ball jointed, but she is a doll and she looks very much anime style. She could be, easily perceived as a member of the BJD community. And she cost me $15. And I absolutely love her. She's a part of my doll family, and I don't think of her as a $15 doll. I think of her as obviously an entity from my doll case. And I think about some of the other dolls I have, and I'll show you probably one of my more expensive dolls. Actually, I think I have one more, but the other one was a centaur, and I wasn't bringing her out for this video. Is my lovely limited Hatsune Miku. She's in some rough shape. Her wig needs a comb, which it always needs a comb. If you have Hatsune Miku, you're forever combing out her hair and making sure it's not getting tangled, because that is impossible. But anyways, so that's an $800, well, $700 USD doll. And the first one I showed you is a Yuloli doll. She's a USD size, and she cost me $15, probably about $46 after shipping and all the fees involved with using a Taobao agent. And these are two very different dolls. One is obviously top of the line. She's a Volks, she's a vinyl. The other one is a plastic. I'm guessing it's not resin, it's something. She's adorable. You can change out her hands, you could change the decal eyes, you can do anything with her just the same as you would any other BJD, other than the fact that she doesn't have the eye slots. She's more like an A-zone, right? So I totally get buying a budget doll. And I love having my budget dolls because sometimes I need a quick fix. I'm making it sound like an addiction. But sometimes you need a quick fix to hold you over till you can afford something better, I guess. I guess is what I want to say. And I realize some of us don't really have the funds to always afford what's better on the market, right? And I've been in those situations, and I have been, but the quality is so different. It's so completely different. If I had the choice to obviously get this Miku for $15, I would definitely choose the Miku over A-Zone, over any of those dolls, hands down, without even thinking. And it's just crazy because at the end of the day, they're all a type of plastic, if you want to get technical. And for a piece of plastic, I understand that a lot of art and design went into some of these dolls, especially Sorry, there's a picture. This is bugging me. It's upside down. At least if it's going to fall off my wall, it better be right side up, okay? So I'm going to fix that because it's driving me nuts. Um, this is the kids' playroom, okay? This is where I seem to be able to get the best lighting for my phone. So anyways, that was off topic for a moment there. Um, so if they could offer the plastic, the design, and everything for less than, you know, $100, it would be fantastic. And I totally understand that the designing and the company, especially once a company grows and they see that they have the customer base, they're going to start charging more. Or places like you look at the Smart Doll and Danny Chu and the huge struggles and growth that he's overcome in launching the Smart Doll and getting it out there into the world. It's just amazing, and I totally get it. And I want to pay millions to support these companies, but the average person just simply cannot afford that, right? It's just not feasible because $800 US is about, I don't know, roughly $1,000 to $1,100 Canadian. I'm Canadian, by the way, in case you didn't know. And that is just about what I pay for rent, which is absurdly high because for whatever reason, our rent has increased drastically over the last few years. So our rent is the highest it's been in years. And that's what we used to pay for rent about 5 to 10 years ago for a 3 bedroom house or a 3 bedroom apartment. Very similar pricing. But just so you get an idea. So in order to get that much excess funds, and you'd have to save up for an entire year, I'd say, on an average income, unless you have like, a Christmas bonus or you have a birthday and somebody gives you an absurd amount of money and or offers to buy you something, or you save the money and add it to your own funds or something like that. Like, it's just kind of ridiculous, right? And I think about, I guess it was before last Christmas that I splurged and got Miku. And I was just blown away. Like, the opening, first of all, a brand new doll, which is not always something that happens. Sometimes we don't have the money to get a new doll. And having her be a new doll and be something that was such a high quality, such a high value enter my home, it just terrified me. Even to this day, I find that I don't touch her as much as I do my other dolls because, for one, she's a lighter skin tone. She's the semi-white, if you guys know anything about the resin tones of Volks. Sorry, not resin, soft vinyl tones of Volks. And not only that, but she was one of my first Dolphy Dreams altogether. So she was one of my first vinyls. And it's very hard to get used to staining and not staining. And you also learn which companies you can trust with fabrics and whatever. You can see, I'm sure I talked about it in my other video about doll care. Sorry, my phone ran out of space. I had to delete some stuff there so I can continue the video. So as I was saying, Miku was one of my very first vinyl dolls, and she still to this day is one of my favorite because not only is she a character, but she is she's one that I don't really play with as much because she's the semi-white skin tone. If you know anything about Volks, you'll know that in their vinyl dolls they have the semi-white and the white skin. And the semi-white skin seems to, obviously because it's lighter, will stain easier. And not to discredit these $15 dolls, I don't think even in my own country with my own currency, I could afford a doll for $15. It's just kind of crazy, really. $15 is cheap. Mind you, I didn't have to pay to ship it if I walked over to the store at Walmart and just picked up a doll. I'm sure I can get a ridiculously cheap doll from Walmart for $10, but if I went for a Monster High or, something else along those lines, it would cost me 20 plus dollars unless they were on some sort of clearance or discount purchase or what have you. So a customizable doll that I can change the wig, I can change the eyes, I can change the clothing. It came with 2 sets of clothing, a pair of shoes, a bunch of decals to change the eyes, a couple hair clips, and of course, I think there was 4 or 5 sets of hands to go with her, so you can change her hands out. She's wearing 2 different, she's got the peace sign and the open palm hand on right now, which is pretty cool. So I guess the question I'd like to leave you with is sort of, if all dolls were the same price or generally around the same price, which was an affordable limit, what quality would you choose? And I know that obviously that can change based on style, because people like to make dolls after certain things or characters or whatever. But would you choose the higher quality one over the lower quality one? Because it seems like there's a lot more to offer in the higher quality dolls, but also, you know, there could be some cooler designs in the lower quality dolls with some cooler additions to what you can have with them. So just leave me some feedback in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. Like, share, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the video. Bye.